Hey guys, Cody here. I just wanted to come on and let you guys know that we adjusted the volume. Each of these episodes, we've gotten told that, hey, this one is a little low, or I couldn't hear this person, or I couldn't hear this. So we just wanted to, on our editing, we decided to just raise the volume. So for you guys who are listening on headphones or in a truck or anything like that, lower the volume a little bit so that way when you do actually get into the episode, you can hear it well and it doesn't blow your eardrums out. Fucking enjoy.
Hey, welcome back to the Blue Collar Off-Road Podcast, episode 34. So we got Andy here today, who's wheeled with us a few times, and he's got a pretty interesting rig. It's a YJ with a diesel. You said it was a Mercedes diesel, I think, before we started, and 44 axles. And
What about us, Graham? Are we just chopped liver?
oh yeah. Oh, also. Cody's here, and Luke and Richie. You know, the usual guys. They don't need an introduction.
Chopped liver, man.
Yeah.
Chopped liver.
Well, I just wanted to jump right in on the diesel YJ. I don't think we've had definitely no YJ. I guess we have had YJ people. We had
Rob had a YJ or has a YJ.
Okay, a couple YJ people.
Oh, Timmy.
Diesel.
Timmy has a YJ.
No diesel. Yeah, no diesel YJs though. And I've seen the thing go, and it sounds like you've done some pretty cool stuff with it. So why don't we just jump right into, what's going on with the diesel YJ right now?
Well, it's I don't know. It's kind of just sitting in my garage right now. I haven't been
but like,
lately,
what's under it? Like
it's so it's the OM617. It's out of an 83 300D Mercedes. Bought the whole car, running and driving. It was pretty clean car. It was just T-bone, so the whole passenger side I think was caved away in. What I ran and drove had 270,000 on, or no, I'm sorry, 370,000 on it.
Damn.
And it was $400.
Okay, I was gonna say those things are cheap as hell too, right?
Yeah, they were a dime a dozen, but the market lately is kind of all over the place, as everyone should know. But had 370,000 on it. Didn't really do anything to it. Just bought the adapter plate. Pretty much I was into the swap initially for like $1,200. And I was really just tired of the four-cylinder. Yeah.
It was just like you did bare bones. You didn't do anything to it. You just took the motor with however many miles were on it, which was a lot.
Yeah.
Took the adapter and
changed the oil and thing.
That's awesome.
The adapter on. Got the machine work done on the flywheel, bought a fuel cell, and threw in the back of the Jeep. And it's, all mechanical, so it was pretty much pulling more time than pulling all the wiring out that I didn't need. And it is just the stock AX5, which surprises a lot of people, but it's got 30,000 on the swap so far, and it's worked
I'm actually
out,
surprised as fuck to hear that myself because, it's an AX5.
Yeah, and when I first bought the Jeep, I had the thing on the road for like 5,000 miles, and then I put another transmission in it.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
and I mean, I don't think I'd be able to tell you had an AX5 in it based on how I've seen you drive it. You're definitely not really that nice to it.
I think I'm pretty nice. I don't know. I don't drive the thing like a race car, slamming between gears, but
I've seen you drive. You are not nice to it. Holy shit. I mean, I don't know much about the AX5s to like say, oh, I don't know how he hasn't broken it, but to an AX15, I wouldn't expect you to break it, but if like an AX5 is just a glass box, then I don't know. But yeah, you definitely are. You're very exciting to watch wheel. You do a very good job. You point your tires well, and if you don't make it up it, just with sheer brute force and determination, you're making it the fuck up it. Like, you do a very good job. It's very exciting.
I mean, initially the motor itself only has 120 horse, so it's literally the same horsepower as the stock four-cylinder I pulled out, just got a little more torque. So you still got to get on it and give her the beans.
The cool points are definitely higher too, though. You have a hood stack.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fucking awesome.
Easiest way to run the exhaust right there. But I do plan to do something else with that. It's kind of annoying.
question. So how did you get past? So I know on the OME 65s or whatever the proper terminology is for them, the crankshafts are balanced. Another crankshaft. The flywheels are balanced to the motor, right? There's like some weird thing.
Yeah, it's all balanced as one assembly. Like
So
the whole rotating. So I took, I pulled the motor out myself. So I took the flywheel, indexed it to the crankshaft, and then had them match balance my flywheel to the Mercedes flywheel, which they had to cut I think he said 17 or 18 grams off just because the thing's so fucked up, and it's a 5-cylinder, so they're not really perfectly they're not engine.
It's actually funny. I actually read something about doing that yesterday because I was toying with the idea of putting an AX15 in the J20, which I guess you can do with the 360, and they talk about that. The hardest part was getting the machine or the flywheel machined, and they just drill out big nubs to get it to balance the same way.
Yep. We do the same thing with press flywheels, or not flywheels, ball gears. So you'll have parts that get welded onto the end or the edge of the ball gear opposite of the way that the press is coming down to evenly balance the shaft. And sometimes you'll have to drill 1-inch thick holes through it to get the weight right. It's cool shit.
That's pretty crazy. So you had a machine shop do that, you were saying?
Yeah, I just had a machine shop match balance it, and then I bought the adapter plate through Mercedes Diesel 4x4, which a lot of guys have had issues with, but I'm not one of those guys, so I'm not going to bash them or anything. But
they give you something that works, then
yeah, exactly.
That's
but
good.
OM617 swaps page, they've had issues with them with the X15 kits and stuff. Blah blah blah. Guys have, I don't know, but I'm good, so I'm happy with it.
So will that adapter work for an X15 as well, or no? So if you break your X5 again, are you good or no?
No, yeah. No, that's one of the reasons I bought the kit too. They give you a disclaimer too, saying how this motor has a lot more power than the stock 4-cylinder, blah blah blah. But they still sell the kit, so I bought it.
Huh.
But the original AX5 that I pulled out of it, I rebuilt when I was going to school when we were going over manual transmissions. So I have a fresh one on the shelf if I ever need it. So
fucking cool, then. That's pretty sweet.
Now,
yeah, they're pretty.
We covered the motor swap a little bit. I'm sure that we're going to get into more of it. But what else was done to the Jeep? Because Kish and myself wheeled with you, and it's a little different now. I pulled into the parking lot and was didn't even recognize it from back in the days of the 33 Duratrax with the side dump.
Yep,
yeah, because I mean, we're talking fucking 7-8 years ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was before I knew how to wheel.
It's before any of us knew how to.
I think you were on the trip where we had to pull that green YJ out, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
The slave cylinder, John Homer. Yeah.
Yep.
I've wheeled with him a lot since then as well. He's always getting different Jeeps. He is.
But I remember that trip quite a bit because I thought I was going to grenade that 44 under my rig.
Yeah. I do remember you had that black YJ, I think, and you were
Black XJ.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Wow. But yeah, you were just cramming that thing through some holes, and I was like, what the fuck?
I remember from that trip that Andy was one of the guys that was like, wait, no one fucking went back and grabbed your hood?
Yes.
Took your hood off because you were overheating, heat soaking.
Yeah, it was heat soaking so bad because they were trying to pull this YJ that broke down at the bottom of the backside of Mopel Hill back when that was legal. And
oh god,
I don't think it was that far back. It was just.
It was halfway.
It was almost all the way.
Yeah, it was a decent bet. That was a good trip, though.
Oh god, sorry.
I'm sorry. Speaking of leaving XJ parts everywhere, I also remember wheeling with Luke at Sandusfield, and it was literally like the side of a main route, and he just left his doors leaning against the guardrail. He's like, who's gonna steal
That
XP
sounds about
doors?
right.
Only like a scrapper would do that, and they wouldn't even know what they're doing. They're just like, oh, who left us free metal?
Yep. That
So
would
tell
be
us
me.
tell us a little bit more about it. What do you got under it?
It's got fronts a Dana 44 out of a Wagoneer, rears a Dana 44 out of a Scout. Ended up both chromoly shafts, front and rear. It's just got a $20 or $25 eBay mini spool in the front with a lock right in the rear. And then, it just kind of works. 1 ton of steering with the Reed high steer knuckles.
Nice.
I haven't really changed much lately.
Sorry. I appreciate the blend of fancy parts with like eBay and Lockrite. It's beautiful.
Hey, it works. It's got locking hubs. It was cheap.
I
That's
love
pretty
it.
rad.
And are you on 35s or 37s? I forget.
35s.
Okay.
But I'm probably going to end up getting 37s soon because these are getting worn out pretty bad. At least the fronts. But
I know a guy with 37 Treps and might be getting some 40s soon.
for 17.
Yeah.
Actually,
they're
yeah.
17. But
I'm
So-
right
Between
between.
Cody, you can't sell my tires. They're going on the J20.
why? No, they're not. They're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. They're going on an orange YJ.
Maybe.
Wait, it's orange, right, Andy?
Yeah. My girlfriend always makes fun of me. It's burnt orange metallic because I don't know.
Okay, I just had
So-
to make
I
sure. I was
the
like,
atomic orange pearl from the Corvettes. When I saw those, I
ooh.
tried to match that.
I have to
Nice.
say it's funny. Girls will be like, "Look at this shade of lilac," and you're like, "What are you talking about?" But you say atomic burnt orange, and everyone's like, "What was that? 2008 Corvettes when they came out with that? That color was fucking sick." I like Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna point out the fact that my girlfriend pointed out like a shirt that was like fucking cashmere. I thought cashmere was a material, but it's a color too, or something like that. No fucking idea. I don't know. Fuck all. I know. Isn't it? I don't know. I'm retarded. Don't listen to me. Moving on.
I'm a large fan of the GM Chernobyl green. That's that blue green. That's like fucking sexy. But
Oh,
I
they
would.
were on the avalanches, I think, right?
It was on the Performance Center cars. It's ridiculously expensive and stupid. So
Gotcha.
I actually don't know. See, I just like the Nardo gray, super simple Toyota. Like, or actually BMW has a blue that's similar to like the it's kind of like a lapis blue, but it's on the BMWs, and even that is just fucking gorgeous.
and we're talking about this while we're both like Krylon navy blue, Krylon black. Life
Oh,
is good.
But guess what? It matches perfect to my Jeep. I can get any black spray paint. I'm just like, we're
It does
good.
not match perfectly. I do not want to hear that. No way.
I bet you
Listen,
couldn't name every
you
single
gotta
spray paint.
Semi-gloss? What do you
Listen,
use?
Gloss.
Graham,
Okay,
we're
okay.
not gonna hear it from you, Mister. I got silver doors with a bastard racing stripe.
Oh shit!
I fucking hate it.
It's perfect.
I know.
Mint.
So Andy, back in 2018, you went to Moab. What in the world made
wait.
you? What?
Say it again.
Am I?
Say it again.
Oh, sorry. Back in 2018, you decided to go to Moab. What in the world this like made you? Oh!
Why are you
Moab.
laughing, Graham?
Moab. He's making fun
There
of.
you go, there you go.
Is it
You
Moab?
gotta-
Moab.
Yes,
I'm gonna
it's
keep saying
Moab.
Moab.
Moab. It's Moab. Moab.
No, it's not. It's okay.
Guess what? For you now,
Moab.
for you now, it's Moab.
Okay.
Whatever. What made you decide to just drive your YJ out there? And like, did you already do the swap? Like, did you have the 44s by then? Like,
So yeah, I had the 44s in it for a while, and I had the 44s in it for a while. They were geared 538s. When I had the 4-cylinder, put the 5-cylinder in it, and I drove. I did the
no shit,
swap
you got
in 2017.
538s on that thing? And
Yeah.
35s?
Yep.
Wow. That thing
Yeah,
was scream.
65, 70. That's pretty much it. It'll go a little faster, but not too much longer. EGTs get up there pretty good. starts heating up.
Yeah.
But So I was driving the thing for like a year, wheeling it, snapped a couple front shafts, but then I got chromoly shafts, and it was not, besides the axle shafts, it wasn't breaking down, and it was pretty damn reliable, and it just kind of started as a joke, probably around Christmas time, 2017. We were in my buddy's shop bullshit, and I was like, to my girlfriend, I was like, yeah, we should drive out, I'm like, all right. And then it was kind of just a joke at that point. And then I kind of started looking into it further. And I'm like, oh, geez, how much is this going to cost? And that's, I don't know. It's kind of one of the big reasons I just drove the thing too. Cause I was thinking about like a trailer. I would have to use my dad's truck, and then I would be getting like 10 miles to the gallon. Yeah. And then, the biggest expense was just fuel. It was like $1,200 in fuel, and then hotels.
It was only $1,200 for fuel.
Wait, so what do you get for fuel economy in that?
On the highway, it'll get 22 to 23.
Holy shit, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and
so
I
can understand even 1,200 now.
Yeah, even if you drive the thing with like the gas pedals and on-off switch, which sometimes I do. You literally can't get worse than 18.
Holy shit.
That's awesome. I was super happy about driving a 1-ton XJ and getting double digits, but that's like mint titties right there.
Damn.
And then
wait, quick thing to go back on. I know we didn't ask this. In total, how much do you think you have into the swap, machining the parts, all the extra bullshit? How much do you think you have into just the swap?
Okay, so kind of, it was initially probably around 1,200, like I had said earlier, but then the Moab trip kind of bumped that up because I did pop the head gasket on the way out there, drove it all the way back, went through that's a funny story too. I went through the Colorado mountain passes on the way back. First hill, I hit 260 degrees on the coolant temp. And then on the back side of the hill, cooled down a little bit. And then the next, 8-9% grade for 3 miles it hit 265. And I'm on Colorado driving back with the coolant temp at 265 degrees, just like waiting for a radiator hose or something just to explode. But I drove all the way from Moab straight, like 28 hours right to Ohio, and then slept the night there, and then drove one leg back. And the Jeep started up fine, but once it was hot and it was started up, like the thing just had like the head gas was blown between 2 cylinders, so it just sounded like it had no compression, spun over like an RC car motor. And then once it, like, you had to crank the thing for like 30 seconds, but once it finally started, it was burning, cooling off, white smoke pouring out for like a minute or so, and then you were good to go. But,
yeah, and you got that lovely hood stack, so you get to watch it having the fucking shit out. Like,
it kind of smelled like some maple syrup. It wasn't too bad, but
wait, you drove it home with the bad head gasket?
Oh yeah, yep.
Holy fuck!
It was pretty much, when I got to Ohio, like the overflow jug for the coolant was literally overflowing, just because it was pushing so much compression into the coolant system. It was just, it was not good. And then I ended up having to buy a cylinder head and getting that all machined up too. So that was like $800, $400 for the machine head, or for like $400 for the head, and then $400 for the machine shop, but it's good to go again.
Holy shit!
The part I have to say is hearing you say these numbers, I'm going like, goddamn, pre-COVID was fucking awesome for all of that shit. If you wanted to get that done now, you'd be looking $1,200 to $1,600, just because of the cost of fucking labor going through the roof.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like cost of everything is wild.
Yep.
I don't even know how they can justify half of it.
Yeah. Sorry,
Andy,
to derail.
Do you like power puff or roll coal or anything?
It does.
Yes, I'll answer for him. Yes, he does. Yeah.
Put it in third and kind of stuff it. It'll choke it up a little bit, but it doesn't soot too much.
So, did you have any problems driving the thing that far with police or anything?
No, I was good to go.
No.
Nope.
It's once you leave your home state, you're good to go. Like,
yeah, it's legal in Connecticut, so it's legal here. Sorry.
Alrighty then.
Well, they don't bother me for it, Connecticut. Anyway, I'm sure they could. I don't have mirrors. I have a rear view mirror. But...
I just realized you don't live in Massachusetts. That's how you get away with that thing. I forget that you live in Connecticut because
one good thing.
Yeah, but you can get away with that in Mass too.
It depends on how you are as a person.
Yeah, then if you live in Mass, you gotta.
What's wrong with mine, huh?
Well,
What's up,
Andy?
Yep.
Do you have a rear view mirror?
Yeah.
That's all you need in Connecticut.
Yeah, I was pulled over for speeding one time, and the officer kind of told me that, and like, that was a different story, but you shouldn't speed in Jeeps.
No, you'll
Jeeps are
appreciate
supposed
this.
to go fast.
I know, right? That's why I have one. Like, if I had a race car, I wouldn't have a license.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me? The first speeding ticket I ever got was the day I took my fucking Ford Focus SVT home.
Jesus Christ.
I got pulled over for 50 over the speed limit.
Wow.
Did you just
fucking kidding me?
Did you just allude to your Ford Focus being a race car?
He had the SVT.
Focus,
package, so yes.
Oh, I missed that part. I don't know if that didn't come through my headphones or something, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm like thinking of like fucking Dan's Focus being a race car. I'm like, nah.
It was a cammed factory motor. It was a special 6-speed manual and everything.
That
It
car
was a nice car.
Yeah, those definitely are nice. My buddy used to have one, but
I miss it sometimes. I don't miss the speeding tickets.
So, in Jeeps, you get reckless driving tickets. You don't get tickets for speeding.
No, or improper equipment. That's a good one.
That's in Massachusetts. In Connecticut, they will pull you over for reckless driving because of improper equipment, but we don't exactly have the same exact laws. So, like, you can get bagged for tire coverage. I got bagged in a couple of towns quite a few times for that. But, yeah, no, I caught a reckless driving pulling out in a snowstorm with a welded rear end.
Oh yeah, that'll get you. Wait, so all right, so now let's go back to Moab. How was your trip there? Because none of us, Moab, fuck me. I'll get it one day, guys. I'm sorry, Moab. How? Like, I know that none of us, the four of us, have gone to Moab. So like, what
I
is
was just there last week?
what was that last part, Cody?
Oh, like, so sorry, I was drinking some water. I thought you heard me. My bad. So, in comparison to like wheeling here, how crazy of a difference is it?
It was, I guess you could say, absolute hero conditions out there because it was fucking like first week of August. So, I didn't, go too crazy wheeling because I had to drive the thing back, but it was like 100 degrees when I was out there wheeling. So the tires were hot. The fucking rocks were hot. It's not even rocks. It's just sandpaper. And I pretty much found out it's just all traction out there when there was like this straight up, rock face. And I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to drive up that. And I just drove up, didn't even chirp a tire. It was just, I was like, what the fuck? And then I was honestly, they don't have trees and shit out there. So
I was going to say, you got to
I don't know.
Cactuses.
Yeah. It's way different than, wheeling out here where it's slick and you got to use the skinny pedal to get your way around. And there it's just kind of, you can idle up everything. And
now, see, my question is do you have to watch out for the cactuses or for spectators?
Probably. They're really the only obstacles.
Yeah, I think you just got to watch out for the rental Jeep people. But
speaking of Moab, did I say it right that time?
Yes.
Close enough.
Okay. Did anybody see Whistling Diesel's recent video of him going to Moab with the fucking? It is terrifying because he mentioned pedestrians and just watching him go down these trails and like it's Whistling Diesel, so you know what he's doing. Like he's torture testing the thing, and it is terrifying. No, the Hilux.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
like,
Toyota.
first off, it did incredible.
God.
Like, he beat the living shit out of this thing. But I was like, I'm watching half of it. He's going up. What's that wicked steep obstacle that is like your profile picture? Is it the elevator or
that's Hell's Gate?
Hell's Gate? He did that because he went out with the the Diesel Brothers crew, and who's the gentleman with the dually Dodge
you're
tow
talking
truck?
about YouTubers that don't do pew
No, he's not.
or
He's
don't
not
do
a YouTuber. He does fucking King of Hammers.
the recovery dude.
Yes.
Oh, I saw that dude.
I forget his name.
He's
But
got
he has
like
like
8 fucking winches on his like rig, and it's like got a boom on the back.
yeah. So
Moab
he did.
Motorsports.
Yes. So he did Hell's Revenge backwards. So this guy, Whistler Diesel, tried going up it in the Hilux backwards, and I don't know how he didn't flip.
As in reverse?
Yes. Yes. And dude, he's going up it the whole entire time, just both rear tires coming off the ground. He just like slams it into drive again. I mean, I am like, it was terrifying. I'm surprised nobody got killed. It was a great video, very entertaining, but it just made me think of, as we were talking about Moab, it was like, I don't know, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah. So speaking of that, that's on Hell's Revenge, and Hell's Revenge and Fins and Things were literally the only 2 trails I ran, just because I had a head gasket issue, and I was like 3,000 miles from home. And but Elevate, you said Escalator is definitely. I didn't do Escalator, but that was definitely harder than Hell's Gate for sure, because it's just like holes in the ground driving. I don't know. It's crazy. Half those obstacles, you've seen videos, I'm sure, like the Easter Jeep Safari and stuff. Yeah. Videos don't do that place justice. Like those hot tubs, Mickey's hot tub, and then like I think it's Hell's.
They're insane.
Yeah,
the smaller one. I was like almost 95% committed to just driving into the thing and doing it, and then my girlfriend was like, I don't know. I was like, you're right. And then the next hot tub after that was the bigger one, and I was like, holy shit, how the fuck do people do this?
So I gotta ask, is it more of a mental thing out there than like a rig limitation thing? Because there have been times where like we went out wheeling, what was it, 2 weeks ago at this point, where like it wasn't a lack of commitment, but it was just Colin couldn't get up that rock ledge because he needed probably another 50 horse ponies to get the wheel speed he needed. Out there, it seems more like it's a getting yourself in the mindset to be willing to do it thing.
Well, yeah, because I feel like you can definitely make it up. I don't know. I've never been there, but you know.
Yeah, it's definitely a big mind thing, and I probably would have definitely done more. It's a lot of driver mod for sure. I mean, you gotta 100% know what you're doing, but it's all traction really.
Well,
if you're committed, you're gonna go.
Wait, were you out there by yourself, or did you meet up with a group or anything?
I was by myself. I tried to.
Holy shit! What the fuck? So you drove out there with just you and the girlfriend, and let me guess, the dog was definitely there.
No, it was hot. We weren't gonna do that to her.
Oh, she would have loved it though. She
probably would have had a heat stroke. No AC.
Oh yeah.
Degrees.
Sorry, I forgot the old shit box XJ has AC. No problem.
Yeah, that was one of the perks of those XJs, those garbage cans on wheels.
But so you drove out there alone, you wheeled alone, and then drove back alone. Well, not alone, but like just you guys and the Jeep.
Yep, I had that thing loaded down. I have no bump stops, but my shocks had like an inch of travel on the way out there when it was loaded down.
Dude, I can't even imagine that, because like me and the girlfriend went camping this past weekend and we took her Jeep. I don't fucking know why. She wanted to, whatever. It was fun. We could barely fit. We put one cooler, a spare tire, and 2 bins, and that was fucking it.
Well, that was your problem. You brought a spare tire. I didn't have that.
Oh my god,
dude!
You know what? I had a plug kit, but I didn't have onboard air at the time either.
Well, I mean, if you blow a tire, worst case, you roll to a tire shop and be like, "I need a tire."
Yeah, you just
wait
the bullet,
for them to get you a tire. Right?
Exactly.
Holy fuck! I'm impressed, dude. I'm fucking impressed. I don't think I could take on that kind of an adventure without major
you just have to
proper
jump in.
preparations.
I feel like
I had the
you just
tool
have to
supply.
go.
If I had to buy something, I could go to the parts store, buy it, put it in, and I didn't break anything. I had axle shafts, everything, but
So
no
I
spare
gotta
tire.
ask, how often are you blowing 44 parts up? Because that black Jeep that you saw used to eat worn hubs like it was nothing, and then I blew the Detroit and the gear set out of it.
I've been pretty good. The only thing I've ever, excuse me, the only thing I've really broken is two. Well, I guess the inner broke one time too, but the outer stub shafts shattered. But I got some nitro chromoly shafts, and I've been good ever since. And the only time I've ever broken the front one is when it was like loaded down on the front end, and I was trying to back up, cut all the way, so it was just like a lot of pressure on the thing.
Jesus.
Weird
The
pressure.
perfect scenario type.
Yeah, the worst scenario. But and then
Kind of like sticking your tire in a hole and then punching it.
Yeah. Well,
Or
Graham.
driving straight into a tree, which we can get in.
Graham.
yeah, but I didn't break anything there.
You
Did we-
broke the fucking tree.
Oh shit!
For context, Andy, he punched a tree with his front bumper that was rotted to shit, and it.
oh yeah, I saw that video and everything fell right on top.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it was terrifying. If like a Wrangler did, dude, I don't even want to think about it anymore.
Stop
my
talking
God.
about it.
Oh god! Oh my lord!
Bad. I mean, just imagine if you didn't have your cage, Graham.
I don't think it wouldn't have messed
Yeah.
it up that bad, but not
think
having
it
a roof would have been bad. Like
Yeah,
having a
think it
tarp
would've
as a roof
fucked your
over my
day up.
cage work, like Ducky or something, like no, that wouldn't have been good.
I think it would have fucked your day up, Graham, without that cage.
I
It
think
might have dented my roof, but I looked after the fact when I watched the video. There's no dent up there. It must have hit the tube work and just shattered.
It did.
terrifying. Speaking of which, why didn't I invite you, Andy, to that? Did I fuck up?
I thought that was at that Mobile trip when I left early.
No. I fucked up. I'm so sorry, Andy. You could have came wheeling like 2 weeks ago. That's my bad.
Yeah, I haven't been wheeling since that Mobile trip actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
damn,
what
I
the fuck,
fucked my-
Rowdy?
I don't know. I've been
I
pretty
fucked-
slammed lately anyway.
And I think I missed you on that trip because I showed up after you had left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty sure I
That
saw
was
you in
late.
town, like on the way there, though. I think I waved.
Okay.
I don't know.
No,
It could have been.
I wasn't
Could have been
even-
someone
I
else,
wasn't paying
honestly.
attention.
Mobile
Whoever was
is
driving it
so
waved.
much fun.
So
Oh,
maybe it wasn't you.
Graham's Jeep is pretty recognizable. It looks like an angry bulldog, and it's silver and half shittily black. So
yeah, the
it's
shitty
definite.
paint job really puts it apart for the rest.
In a very bright orange hatch.
Yeah, but
Very
that's
bright.
behind. You don't only see that if you're behind it.
I
Fair
know.
enough.
Driving towards it, you don't see that. You just see the
Graham's
front.
got the spooky booty now.
Yeah, I
Yep.
know. You stole it. And it actually functions now. It's not just for looks. Opens and closes.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah,
I never. Wait, do the lights work?
What do you mean?
The lights, like the license plate light, they're like brake light.
I think so.
Holy shit, that's impressive because I'm pretty sure I just cut those at the harness.
Yeah, you did. I just took the harness from my other one and put it in there. Like I
Ah,
said,
smart
I
man.
fixed it all with the parts that I know worked because I saw that you'd cut them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, that's way more effort than I'm ever willing to put into a hatch.
Yup. That's how I feel.
Although, not to derail too far, because we've got a shit ton more to cover.
We're already
with,
talking about my hatch. We're pretty derailed.
Yeah, well, I was just saying that to be fucking polite, but I went through a bit of a hell week this week. Holy fuck, my Jeep is actually movable. Almost. I just
Wow.
have to get a fucking plug for the fuel cell, drill a couple of holes, and run a fuel line, and it might actually start.
Holy shit, dude.
So,
That's exciting.
Where did you end up? Did you mount the fuel tank or fuel cell
yeah, I mounted the fuel cell. It's in the back.
in the same position that it was in before, or did you like put it on the side for storage or something?
I
I'm just
put
trying
it
to, like-
where it was because with where it was, I could mount it in front of the bar that spreads between my shock towers, but if I put it there, I feel like fueling it up is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, so you're focused more on just pop the hat.
Yeah, and I feel like that would be awfully close to the seats.
No,
Yeah,
it would be fine. There's no rear seats in it.
Well, I meant the front seats.
Nah, it's fine.
It would be in
fine.
a weird. It would be kind of odd to have it that central.
Yeah,
in
but
the back
filling
section,
it would be a bitch.
Well, and explosions right behind your head are not cool.
Well,
Just
if
saying.
that fuel cell goes up, I feel like I've got bigger problems than whether it's mounted in front or behind the spreader bar for the shock hoops.
Yeah, I don't know if a foot's gonna make a difference in that scenario.
No, that's why you're supposed to have a firewall. You know, kind of like gas tanks are underneath vehicles and shit.
It's a race car. It's okay. It's the
Here's a
world's
fire
slowest,
suit
shittiest
every time he
fucking
gets in it.
race car.
Fire suits are expensive.
I know they are.
I was looking at harnesses and fire suits came up on the side. Holy shit. But anyways, let's
expensive.
yeah, I guess you're right.
But yeah,
So-
no.
Either that or skin grafts.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, those are not cheap either. So
Yeah,
you
I've
saw
got
this
insurance that covers that though.
With like you have to pay a certain amount, right? You're still gonna be fucked.
Listen, we're not going to
money-wise.
talk about that, and that's something that I'm going to pay no attention to because I just put a fuel cell in my rig and it's fine.
Fair enough. So are you still rolling around in this stock sport cage in that YJ?
Yeah, it's actually not the stock one for my Jeep. I actually used to have a family bar, but I like to look at this one better, and safety is my third priority on this.
Yeah.
One of those things. But I really
So, have
that's-
you considered joining Backyard Built?
Yep.
We drop trees on Cherokees. We roll at inopportune times in like parking lots. It's great. We are a truly professional group.
Safety's sec-
And we
safety's
don't
like
know where the
all-
brake pedal is.
No, all of us don't. Even when you have like the handicap extra large brake pedal.
The special ed brake pedal, as we'll call it, for those automatic fuckers.
Listen,
Hey.
I made it first shot, okay? So fuck off.
You did not
Making
make
it first shot is cool and all, except for when you yeet yourself out of the fucking obstacle, retard.
I wanted to make it harder.
That's like saying you got into the bar, but then you walked in, slapped the bouncer, and he threw you back out the door. You didn't really make it into the bar.
I made it into the bar.
You didn't even get a drink.
Oh shit.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, I'm sorry. I know that this is like... What was your first impression of Backyard Built? Because I've asked everyone that I have wheeled with so far, and I want your take. Because you didn't get the special ed Olympics. You weren't out on the Reds that day.
I mean, you talking about like the open run you guys did last year?
Yeah, Brookridge.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I told them
That's
I
not
didn't even
fair. The open runs aren't like how most of the club events go, but yeah. Okay. Continue.
well, when I pulled in there, I didn't even recognize Luke. It was just some dude with a big ass beard. I was like,
That's how
"What's
far
this guy?"
back this goes.
But
I didn't recognize you until Luke told me on the way home.
shit. I don't know. It was a good time, honestly. You guys aren't psychopaths, and you guys aren't terrible people. You're a bunch of good people, and
Shit, this
Like
is
the
the
party.
first positive
So
review we've gotten.
No. So what I'm hearing is he wasn't out with the red group. Is what I'm hearing.
Whoa. First off, he was with the black group. He was with me and Graham, so he got to see plenty of bullshittery. Okay.
Oh yeah, we were having like track bars rip off and steering boxes rip out and like
And then Graham was bellied out like a turtle
Yeah,
for a
turtle.
solid 35 minutes. We had a track bar rip off. We had the brake.
and then those little TJs or whatever just drove right over. No problem. That was the worst part. They just showed me right up. Ugh.
Oh fuck. But again, you have to consider wheelbase. You were also almost a foot wider, so you couldn't run the same line that they did. And
Yeah,
you
they were
also
running like little like special Ultimate Adventure. That one was an Ultimate
Yeah.
Adventure truck, right? It was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, little TJ.
it's not
That
fair.
thing was fucking cool.
Built by
It was a little-
celebrities. You buy it and you drive it and you actually know what you're doing. Get out of here.
What
But
the
that-
fuck?
He did that wasn't his on the Ultimate Adventure. He bought it.
So
Yeah,
the
someone else
guy,
built it.
yeah, the other guy. So the gentleman who first built it and like built it all up went on the Ultimate Adventure. Then he sold it, and then this gentleman bought it.
Well,
Pretty
that
common.
just
I've
lost
seen a
some of
couple.
the cool factor. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still cool, but yeah, it'd be cooler if you built it and
yeah.
brought it up
Yeah, it
there
was like the
and kept it, right?
Owner of
What's-
JP
I
Magazine or something that
remember
built
that
it.
Ultimate
Yeah.
Adventure.
Wait, hold on. Who built it?
I was thinking the owner of JP Magazine, I believe.
Oh shit, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
My shitbox can't compete with that sort of build quality, so I don't feel too bad about it beating me.
Well, why not?
Well, I mean, I just picked the wrong line. Realistically, if he went first, maybe he would have bellied out.
Yeah.
We'll
It was
never know.
also-
You just suck.
I
No,
probably do.
there was something. There was some reason. I think it was either miscommunication or
That's always
you-
the case.
no. You know exactly what it was. So you could not fit so the trail was like just barely a Jeep, like 2 Jeeps wide, but there was trees across it. He went through the right set of trees and was able to get lined up straight to that obstacle. You came in from the left side, went to turn around,
Yep.
and got caught up.
You're
You
right.
then dropped back in, so you weren't able to then get into the line. Because I knew there was some reason why your wheelbase was the reason
Yeah,
that
I was more to the. I was facing more right when I should have
Mhm.
been facing more to the center or left, and I couldn't do that.
fun times.
All I know is you were
Turns.
plowing up big ass boulder.
Yeah, I was.
It was that was so
Well,
funny
you have
because
to
like
understand that's his specialty. Either he bellies out on a big ass boulder, or he puts a 37 trep into a 37 trep sized hole and pins it, and then it explodes something in the front axle. There is no in between. Otherwise, he's Mr. One Shot and the best driver in the club.
Yeah, usually when I'm bellied
Pretty
out,
much.
it's on a ledge too, and I grab it on that 90 degree that is my stupid cross member, and then I can't get out.
I know.
Once I go forward.
We got very intimate with one of the rocks at my house the other week, huh?
Yep.
few times 2 times actually he did. But
What was the second time?
so the first time was the first obstacle as you
Oh,
go up
yeah,
the first hill,
yeah.
and then the second time was by
The
the
second
ledges.
time was like sort of light intimacy. It wasn't nearly
Yeah.
as hot and heavy as the first time.
So this
But-
is a perfect time to say that all of this talk is making me fucking miss my Jeep. And Andy, are you showing up at Roush? Because you'd be a lot cooler if you did.
I don't know if I can drive that far.
What?
I tried.
You drove all the way to Moab.
You can do it.
I think I've invited you. I will invite you now if I haven't yet. It's in September. You got plenty of time
Labor
to
Day
plan
weekend.
ahead.
Plenty of time to throw some shit together. I'm driving all the way back from fucking Windrock. So, you know,
Hey,
little
and I'm-
shade.
And I'm
I mean, I
driving-
should be able to make something work.
And I'm driving with my truck and trailer. So if all hell breaks loose and my Jeep's running, you can just throw yours onto my trailer and you can drive my shit box back. So it'll be fine. We'll make it work.
All right. Do you have a liability waiver for driving that thing?
Yeah, you have to have a current what's the
Up to
shot
date
there?
health insurance.
Yeah, health insurance, like, tetanus shots, like you gotta have all that. See, but you're tainted a little bit compared to most because with every trip that we go on, it's either with like a big group or I'm just having fun. Because like the big group trip when we were at Brookridge, I wasn't running any of the normal lines, so I was just shoving my Jeep into weird spots to just have fun. Or then like the Ma Bell trip, I don't even know how I almost flipped, but yeah, you had like a front row seat to me slapping it into reverse. That was fun.
I told you that rock was going to catch you.
No, yeah, you were right, but I don't know, dude. I've done that line a million times, and just that day it was not having it. And
No,
yes,
that's-
you were,
That line has a new normal, and it's not fun for anything unless you've got like 43 stickies. Like
What line are?
Uh,
Sorry, I got
a
a
line
phone
we used
call.
to be able to walk up.
the split rock or whatever. I think
Uh,
it is. Or
yeah.
it says diff dragger.
diff
Yeah.
dragger. Sorry.
Dragger.
Yeah.
I made that up when I had 33s in just a front locker actually, and I was like,
I
really
was there
surprised.
for that. That was fucking awesome.
I was just gonna say 8 years ago that's what we were doing.
I remember when I was big deck swingins because I would come in and I would put my 35 General Grabber old style on top of that big ass rock that we now use to get like traction with the side of your tire. If you're completely out of the line and just going for hero style, you used to be able to put your tire on top of that and just gently crawl everything. Can't do
Holy
that
shit.
anymore.
The most recent time I did it, Cody had me go in a line that I've seen your Jeep attempt before on the left side, and then you ended up getting stuck somehow, but then I just idled up the rock. Like it was a different line.
You know,
it was a very
you've got the
I've
driver
never,
mod. I don't have
No,
the
but
driver mod, so
idling up
it's
rocks
fine.
isn't driver mod. That's just
It was
that's
weird
going
because
slow.
genuinely, I've never like the line that I told Graham to hop into is totally different than any line that I've ever seen somebody run on there
And
before.
it usually doesn't work. I don't
Yeah.
remember why. I'd have to look at it with my Jeep in the shitty spot to
Mhm.
tell you why it usually doesn't work, but for whatever reason, it was just all the tires were there and it just walked right up. It was
Fuck,
odd.
man, you're making me get sentimental. Fuck you.
And Andy did the sketchy line. I hate the line that Andy does because you have to roll up to it. There's two
I don't have
rocks
the
that kind of.
wheelbase for the other line.
I know, but it's dude, like yours is terrifying because like if you are not 100% on it, as in like if your rear tires perfectly land on the two rocks, then you drop in and you're instantly just gonna flip over. Like he came right up.
Dude, he's got a sport cage. It's fine.
My neck's pretty strong, guys. Come on.
Yeah, just use your leg as a kickstand. It'll be all right.
Fucking
But the worst
Colin.
part about that trip is he fucking one-shotted everything. I don't even have like when we post this on the Instagram, like saying, "Hey, the episode 34 is out." I don't even have videos from that day because he was already halfway up the hill by the time I was like getting like my two buddies up the trail, and he just stood at the top. He's like, "Come on, guys, what the fuck are you doing?" Like,
Well, that was what happened the day me and fucking Ryan went up there. Or also me and you, we were just like, yep, there wasn't even time to take fucking video.
Yep. It's always how it is. Marbell's one of those properties that once you know the obstacles, you just can shoot them and just be done. And
You know
everybody
how
who
much
doesn't
you
know what
need.
they're doing is just like, what?
I think it would be really funny one day, a few of us from the club get together and just see how fast we can actually slam fuck
A Marbell race?
no, this is how
A
somebody
time attack?
dies. Yeah, this is how somebody dies, or we blow our jeeps in half because like it will be going way faster than we should.
okay.
No,
Oh, God.
okay.
That's
It's
okay,
an unofficial
because
time attack. We're not going to tell you it's happening, but it is. So,
Okay, I'll take
No,
it.
no, everything.
I'm saying fucking tell everybody and have cameras rolling nonstop.
Get a bunch of trail cams.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And everyone gets
And
a
is there-
different stopwatch assigned to them.
all right. I'm into this. So, is there going to be a predetermined set of obstacles that you have to hit, or do you get to choose your line?
No, we're all going to agree on the same set of obstacles.
Okay.
And then go arounds take. Your hand is glowing. That is freaking me out. Sorry,
Sorry, it's just sunlight.
dude. You
But
look like
it's,
you're like Iron Man. You're fucking light
but
over your palm.
A predetermined set of obstacles. I'm not saying every single obstacle at my bell, but most of them.
And then back down.
Yeah, and back down.
Oh, you got to go down too?
A rough area for the line choices.
Nah, fuck that. I'm down with going up. I'm not down with going down.
we can just-
I'm down with going
we can
down.
do just up. We can do just up. It doesn't matter.
What was it?
Fuck it.
Back in the
I'm
day, I hate to bring this up because this is kind of sad, but one of the last runs, Chris Litchfield. Do any of you guys know him?
Heard of them.
One of the last runs that he went on was they played horse there, which was you had to you had to put your hand on the cone. And the first person to put their hand on all of the cones won. Yeah, man. Fucking. Also, shout out to that guy. That guy fucking legit salt of the earth, one of the best dudes you'd ever meet through wheeling. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I do. Well, back to happier news. I believe last I heard, Andy is coming to Badlands with us.
Ooh.
Is that the camping trip?
Yeah, in July.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet.
Confirmation. He's fucking coming. Let's go.
That's gonna be awesome. It's a good time every year. I'm so pissed I'm missing it.
The only thing is generally people bring firecrackers. So just make sure that if the dog is not happy with firecrackers, I'll let people know, like, don't be cunts. So just let me know.
She should be good. You get shoot guns and shit, and she'll be fine.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure because I know Dan is dumb and will bring fireworks or firecrackers.
Like, throwing them at people. Oh, we just saved you that one time when I nearly like.
Oh my god, that was fucking hilarious.
Wait, what happened?
I lit it and I didn't turn it around.
Candle, but he had it pointed the wrong way.
Oh
you
god,
think I never shot one off before?
Graham was so close to blowing his own dick off.
Yeah, Dan just grabbed it, flipped it around. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Oh, thanks." That's helpful.
Right after this happens, Dan goes to throw firecrackers at I forget who. But you know what? I'm gonna be a little bit of a scumbag and just admit to it. My bowl is sitting in the fucking chair right next to fucking. Sorry, I can't. This is fucking dumb. But it's sitting in the chair that I think Cody or Colin's sitting in. And then someone yells, "Get the fuck up!" So they get the fuck up, and I'm like, Dan, you fuckwad, my bowl's there. So he runs up, fucking punches the chair with his foot.
Wait.
And I watched this fucking thing go skybound. We spent 40 minutes looking for this fucking thing.
How drunk was I? I don't remember that at all.
That was
you
after
were extremely.
Cody. That was after I fed you the third Two Roads pills and got you to drink a Road to Ruin on top of whatever the fuck you had drank before, and all of that happened in less than an hour.
Dude, no wonder I was dying the night after, or the day after. I didn't realize how much I fucking drank. Good God.
Yeah,
all I know is I got a blowy that night and it was fucking sick.
Fucking women. Gotta make everything fucked up.
But yeah, Badlands is a wicked fun time. Trust me, if you come, Andy, it's fucking awesome. Even if you don't drink, you can come out and have a fucking awesome time. It's great. I'm excited for it.
You probably would have a better time because then you're not dying for the first like 6 hours the next day.
Yeah.
We gotta not do that on Friday.
So.
Yeah.
Or you could just not be a little bitch.
Me?
Yeah.
I was just hungover. I was still doing things with everyone else.
The best part though is I felt horrible until I got in the Jeep. And I was good for the rest of the day. Actually, for probably like an hour in the Jeep.
We didn't get into the Jeeps until like 11.
Yeah, that was a late day.
It was a little sad.
Sunday made up for it though, because we decided to get the drinking and shenanigans out of the way Friday night.
Fair enough. Yep.
So like having Sunday as, almost that post-nut clarity was amazing.
True, actually.
Sunday was a pretty fucking legit day because
Sunday we did the black that day, right? That's when we ran the black
all the black loops, and then we did the black offshoots. We had a couple of blue trails, and then we decided to pack it up and go to the river at like 2 o'clock, and then everyone went home.
So good. The river, man.
I just remember Colin was being a bitch because he blew a tire. And we were down, we were doing the lower section, which we should definitely do. Richie was there spotting. It definitely would be fun to bring
bad
people
for Colin.
Dude, he was bitching. He was bitching about that this past weekend.
He was like, I didn't want to actually do obstacles. I just wanted to. I don't even know what I wanted to do.
I wanted to go swimming. I was talking about wanting to go swimming for weeks. Like,
I felt so bad about that though. But it's like every time I tried to spot Colin, he was already foot on the floor.
Yeah, that's typical Colin, you know. Oh shit. Alrighty, so let's get back to the Andy conversation. Sorry, we totally derailed the fuck out of that.
Yeah, well, like, you have to realize at this point in time with this podcast, since we moved to talking to the guests, it becomes just like watching a freight train leave the tracks. So it's just
should be called ADD Off Road as our second name. Like, the amount of bouncing around we do.
Squirrel.
Exactly. So if somebody came to you and was like, "Hey, I'm going to be doing this swap as well," if there was one thing that you could not stress enough for them to do differently or to do, what would it be for the OME swap?
Definitely. Oh, actually, I forgot. You know, you're talking about that initial investment. This just sparked a memory. So this thing's got a front oil sump. So the front of the pan is what drops down and drops right into the fucking axle. It has, you definitely right off the rip, you got to do like the one piece conversion, high clearance pan for sure. I caved the stock pan in a little bit and then decided to do it, but it would have been so much easier with it out. And then,
doing oil pan shit with the motor in there sucks.
Yeah.
It's not hard, but it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, plus it's all aluminum as the upper pan, so I'm not a big welder. So I had to have one of my buddy's girlfriend's dads do it. I had to swap some work for it.
Whoever can get it done.
Hey,
Yeah,
I hate to ask, and this is going to be another absolute derailment, but would it be possible to steal you to get you down to Harlan or Windrock soon? Because rumor has it we're doing Harlan in October.
Which comes after September, just for everyone's knowledge.
Wow. Richie has figured out how a month's work.
That's in Tennessee, right?
Windrock is in Tennessee. Harlan is in Kentucky. Harlan's going to be about 4 hours from where I'm going to be moving.
Gotcha. And you guys are all planning a trip in October?
Yeah, and October 22nd, 25th is going to be the dates.
These guys are. I don't know who the fuck planned this event. I can
tell you who planned this event. It was Hack Bar.
Well, fucking Hack Bar, dude. Because now I got Colin on my ass, who's like, don't bring the Jeep. Then just fly down, find seats with somebody. So now I'm actually considering it because now I'm like, fuck, that makes that a whole lot easier because I don't actually have to bring my Jeep down there. But then I'm gonna kick myself in the ass like Richie did last year at Badlands for not bringing his Jeep. So like, what do I do? Do I bring the Jeep and just say,
a pass. Herculean efforts were made to try and get that shit box there.
No, I know, but you know what I mean? Like, he was like, damn, it just sucks that my Jeep's not here. I don't want to feel that, but exactly, he at least has a proper reason for not having his Jeep. Mine's just going to be because I didn't want to drive down. Like, what the fuck kind of excuse is that, you know?
Here's your proper reason, and this is what I'm going off of too, Cody, because I'm actually planning on maybe flying down and just catching a ride there with Luke.
Yep.
I'm not going to bring my Jeep because this was a trip planned by buggy guys to run buggy trails.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is I go down and plan to rent a Razor for the weekend and beat the shit out of somebody else's rig.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, I'm going.
You can get that Razor.
Just throw Miguel's Jeep on a trailer. Rent a rig.
Yeah. Or I could do like Andy just said, just go down there and get my body damage that I've wanted. Just get the thing shredded.
Yeah.
We'll see. I know that right now.
This is not a day against Miguel, but 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Broke on the first obstacle.
That's just because it's you, Luke. It was fine,
man. If I could break a
Dana 300 like it's your first car, then it won't blow up.
Also, Andy, I gotta ask. Back in the day, was I a wild child or was I just more relaxed? I gotta figure that one
There's
out.
no way you were more relaxed.
No, I think you were pretty crazy, especially behind the wheel. There was actually when me and Cody and shit were up at Montebello last week, and I was actually trying to get my Jeep through a spot. I saw you take your XJ. I was trying to go the opposite way, but you just like dragged through everything, scraped everything, but you just managed to make it through. I think you broke a tail light too. It just made it through.
Well, that's normal.
That was the day that I almost had my leg fucked by a rock.
What?
Yeah,
fucked a
so
rock?
Graham, you remember where you blew the axle shaft, or not the axle shaft, the locking hub, and we had to winch you backwards, and we fucked Mark Nibbs all up that day?
You,
At the top?
I remember
at
the day. Top. I don't remember the. You mean
it's where you ripped your exhaust off.
The top.
Yeah, where you made your Jeep into a tractor.
Oh, yeah, the top where I smashed my header and I had to deal with,
I did that with
like
Kish
open
riding.
manifold the whole way home.
Yeah, so back in the day, you used to be able to get your tire up onto that rock that was fucking you.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that was it would throw a boulder momentarily into the passenger cabin with Kish riding shotgun with no doors.
Yeah.
No hood.
Like almost like the creek trail at Harris, like that size. Like okay.
Yeah.
Oh, holy fuck, that's scary.
It's the rock actually scraped my leg.
Oh, the creek trail at Harris is so cool.
It's the best.
I'm pretty sure, Cody, that if Luke had the doors on that day, I would have gotten all kinds of pointy, metally bits through my leg.
Oh, yeah, shit. I hit the pillar, and I had to take a hammer and massage my pillar back out.
Yeah.
See, that's the one reason why I'm actually considering door bars when I do a cage, just for that reason. But like, nobody else runs door bars, so like, should I? I don't know.
I mean,
if you think, I don't know. It's all preference, really. If you want to jump over it every time.
So, like, if you are going to do a 1-ton XJ buggy, I fully support putting a pillar bar similar to what Chris Ball has. Mm-hmm. Shit, why have we not pestered him about getting on the podcast?
Because he doesn't even go to his own birthday party. Do you think he's going to come here?
I mean,
like another call?
That's a lot less effort. Coming here is like, hey, download this phone app. Andy, we want you to show up today. Sorry to derail from your episode so much so often, but
it's all good.
I do have to say though, watching your rig go up that one obstacle we got to watch you trying out on at Brookridge was entertaining. Your driving style has come a long way in the last 7 years.
I'm telling you, sheer force and determination in that man's will get it done.
I don't think much has changed in my ability to give it the skinny pedal, but just what's changed is my differentials aren't open anymore and actually moves.
Well, not just that, but you also now are like, wait a minute, I can get my tires right in here and it'll go. Back then it was, we're going to figure it out.
Pretty much. You still wheel with, I think his name is Travis. He was with us that day.
So Travis and I still talk, but I haven't wheeled with him in forever. He goes through rigs like I change underwear once a year.
Yeah, I saw him a few years ago at Old Florida with a JK.
Yeah, he's got that JK. I think he's still got that JK. I don't know, but he's a cool dude. He's just been out of it for a little while. He hasn't really been wheeling much. I was trying to get him to join Backyard Built for a while, but he was just busy. His business, I believe, took off, so he's been running around like a retard trying to just keep everything going.
Does he have a silver XJ?
At one point, maybe. But he had a JK. Before that, he had a well-built YJ with... And he does like...
Yeah, that was a little low center of gravity rig. It was nice.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this,
rear
Andy.
Stock mounts in my Jeep.
Correct me if I'm wrong in this assessment, but the dude does insanely quick and very nice work like a crackhead. But he then sells the rig after, like, owning it for less than 2 years. He can't own it more than 2 years.
He definitely does nice work. I haven't, to be honest, it was just one of those guys I don't think we actually hung out. It was just like I'd see him every once in a while at Ma Bell or some other, I don't know, we'd meet up at McDonald's and go wheeling because I think he was out of Enfield, I think.
Yeah, he was out of Enfield. With that Dana 44 I had to grab manual XJ drive shafts to get the pinion length correct for
Wait,
the front drive shafts.
I
So
feel like
the
I
night
know this guy.
before the night before the Ma Bell trip that we were talking about, where you saw me being an idiot, we pulled John up that. I literally drove the XJ with no front drive shaft up there and installed the drive shaft in his driveway because I had an auto and I traded him the manual because he had a manual that wouldn't work as a spare for his automatic rig at that point in time. And then the next day we went to Ma Bell. And on the return trip, I'm sorry, I gotta add this in. On the return trip, I ended up pulling into Kish's garage to swap the wheel bearing because I blew the wheel bearing that night.
But just to put it in perspective, Cody and Graham, Travis was the guy that used to wheel all of Ma Bell at like 22 psi. If he ever had to air down, he would go no lower than 15.
Interesting.
And I quote, "It's fine. You're just a bitch. Quit worrying about it."
Yep. Exact literal quote.
To each their own, though. I mean, like, yeah, that's fine and dandy until you actually lower your tires and you're like, holy shit, it rides 10 times better. There's actually traction. Like,
the point I'm getting is
your sidewalls if you smash things
at Ma Bell. What the point I'm getting at is back then at Ma Bell, you literally did not have to go down to fucking 6 psi.
No, I was going down to 8 psi to look like a hero in front of everyone in one-shot stuff on turf tires.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot since we got you going up there.
Yeah, speaking of change, you can go on the YouTubes and find like a video of back in like 2009 of Gatekeeper and you wouldn't even recognize it.
Dude, I'm just happy I've gotten Gatekeeper twice on one-shots, and you know what? I'm leaving Connecticut. I'm just happy to be able to say that I managed the Gatekeeper twice, and it was great.
I've tried it twice and failed twice. Blew a yoke U-joint right out of the Dana 44. That's the other part I break on those things. Terrible, but that's kind of like a fuse, I guess.
It's a horrible fuse, but it's used nonetheless.
Hey, my theory on that is if the 1310 that connects my Dana 60 to my NP231 decides that it wants to go to orbit, it probably saved me from twisting something else.
Or like, breaking your transfer case in half or something.
Yeah.
But I have I don't know if I twisted it or the guy before me that had the axles twisted it, but I did have to replace the rear shafts before Moab for one of the splines was twisted pretty damn good. But I wheeled it like that for a while.
Not to sound like a stalker, but I've been following you forever, and like I was kind of surprised when it was brought up, hey, can we get him on the podcast? But I remember that post because I was like, hey, that looked like my 8 1/4.
Oh my god. I'm watching videos right now and you are not kidding. Holy shit, Ma Bell has changed incredibly in the past few years. Oh my lord.
The running joke, Cody, that I used to say was you could go up Ma Bell, like all the bypasses, with a fucking lawnmower.
Like right now, I'm watching a video.
That was the joke, but like now, even the bypasses.
Holy shit!
Like it went from we got Kish's truck up it to now there are certain spots where I just don't think that there would be any way to get that thing up there.
I don't think my truck
could do it still. It wouldn't be fun though.
I don't think my truck would have been able to make it up pretty much any of the obstacles now.
No.
Yeah, but we went up most of the obstacles except loading dock.
Yeah. They're rutted out so much to the point now that I'd fucking belly out on everything.
Did any of you guys ever make it when it was open, that back hill? Did you guys ever make it up that? Or try it.
Funny
No.
story
We made it
about
back
that.
there.
I got in there and I broke a strap from grinding it on the rock, getting into that obstacle, and I said, you know what, I'm done. So I drove out of there in two-wheel drive in that black XJ I used to have.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm 0 for 2 on that, and that's how it's ever gonna. No, I'm 1 for 2. I'm sorry. First time I made it up. Second time I failed terribly. And
That's impressive that you made it
the-
one time.
yeah, I had a 4-cylinder in it when I made it the first time, and then the second time I would have probably kept trying to get at it. I got a lot of body damage the second time, but I was also straight up and down, so the front sump was not sucking any oil, and I didn't realize that for a while. So
Do
it
they
smoked
sell
the
a rear
turbo.
sump for that?
There's some oil pan. I think it came on like only some of the European cars, so you'd have to get it shipped over here. That was
Oh
like a rear
God, that's
sump.
annoying.
Different. I know people modify them and shit, but I'd like to do that someday. But I'd probably end up getting an injection pump built and bigger turbo and intercooler thing before I do that.
So,
Just 'cause-
have you done anything to that motor?
No, the only things I've done is just take some things off the injection pump and limit a little bit of fuel, pretty much.
Okay.
Kind of like the free things, but not much.
So, on the note of ridiculous motor swaps, because I consider that on the borderline of a ridiculous, it's still cool motor swap. I would love to put a 4.2 out of a Trailblazer into a Jeep. They make like 280 horsepower on a nice linear flat torque curve.
Hold on.
And
What year Trailblazer?
Like 03, 06, something like
yeah,
that. Right?
03 to 08.
They make that much. I had an ex-girlfriend that had one. There's no fucking way that thing was pushing 280.
Those things are fucking got a lot of weight to them, though. You know.
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
Morgan's Trailblazer weighs in at 5,800 pounds loaded.
So does your Jeep, though.
My Jeep weighs in at 5,000. And it's got 190. Talk about going from, if you could add an extra 100 horsepower, that's a big jump right there.
Yeah.
It's just one of
Jesus
those
Christ.
ridiculous, stupid swaps that I think is kind of cool. Or would be kind of
Definitely
cool.
never even heard or seen anyone actually attempt that too.
But
just like
realistically, I'm probably going to go LS because with where I'm moving, that county doesn't even have emissions. So there's no inspections, no emissions, and you have to keep your headlights under 62 inches to the center line. That's like the extent of the Tennessee laws.
62 inches to the center line?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I just found to find. I finally found a video. Sorry to cut you off. This is pretty crazy because Andy is totally right. Gatekeeper is totally different. The right side line is just like a fucking green up and around, not the
It's like
V notch that it is now. That's insane.
took a few yards of dirt out of that fucking
Dude,
thing.
back in 2000 and probably
That's when we started
13,
going there.
Yeah, back in 2013, we got an XJ on 31's up Gatekeeper.
Jesus Christ! I mean, granted, the video quality looks like my great grandmother's phone took a picture of it, but damn, that's fucking crazy. I'm actually very excited for you to go down to Tennessee as well, though, because it's gonna give us a good reason to go and like visit Tennessee. What other reason would I go down to Tennessee other than Windrock? At least now it's like it gives me a reason to go down there, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I'll have a big enough backyard and front yard that like we can camp in it.
Hell yeah, dude!
Well, Luke, aren't you having like 1.5 acres or some shit with the double wide? It's nothing but yard.
I'm moving to 1 acre of land with a double wide on it. Yes.
Okay, it's still nothing but yard.
No, you ain't kidding. And once we get into a position to buy, we're probably going to be buying for acreage, not for house, so we can build. Not to sound like an idiot, but I'm hoping this is going to be one of the last moves that we make to that area. So
yeah,
it's going to be a different experience, and we're looking at possibly moving 20 minutes closer to Windrock, so that would cut the drive to Windrock down to 45 minutes.
Wow. That's like my distance to Marbella right now. That's like nothing. Holy shit.
So,
Just remember, you can always build a bigger house, but you can't build a bigger land.
yeah, you're not wrong there. It's gonna be a trip, dude. Like, where we're moving right now is 20 minutes from a 1,000 or 100,000 acre state forest.
Holy
So
shit.
they don't allow wheeling in there, but for our hiking and other activities like hunting and fishing, that's insane.
Yeah.
Although we're talking about potentially building a Jeep on like 33s with a minor long arm kit so we can go and run the fire roads out there. Because let's be real, if you've got that much fire road, why not have something that you can run it quickly in?
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude. That'd be
Sure.
fucking sweet. And I think a lot of those state forests, so you could actually like you could drive through them as well, though, right? Like not even just wheeling, but it'll still be nice to have something that you could like enjoy because you already have a Cherokee, you already know the Cherokee platform, you're already very good at it. So doing a little like budget boost lift 33s and just enjoying it would be fucking awesome.
Honestly, it was going to be a little more involved than that because at this point in time, for me, it's almost when you're talking about doing a budget boost, to me, that's like, yeah, I'm just going to put a Clayton Cross member with a nice 3-link, maybe in a little bit of an axle truss in there, some Bilsteins, 3-inch coils, 33s. We'll cut the fenders and
Well, if
let
you
her
want my
rip.
axles, we can. You're first on the list then, and then I could tell everybody else to fuck off. So if I do tons, I could just bring them on down. You can throw them in.
Yeah, for sure. So I gotta ask, this is a really dumb question that's incredibly nitpicky, but with the OM617 swap, how did you overcome the fuel pressure issues?
It's just got a stock mechanical lift pump driven off a lobe on the injection pump. So it's just sucks it up from the tank. It's 100% mechanical. You start the thing up, throw the battery on the side of the road, and drive.
That's kind of dope. It was just one of those little points of curiosity that I had to bang on about because it's different. It's cool, but it's different, and I wasn't sure if it was like the old P pump. What is it? The 4BTs that everyone likes to throw into everything that are a terrible motor swap for a Jeep.
4BT.
Yeah, those things
Yeah.
are pretty tall and they're expensive, but yeah, it's basically the same exact. It's the same port helix, injection pump, Bosch injection pump. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
So
but with the 4BTs, they still require the lift pump. So with the OM617s, they don't?
It just has the stock lift pump on the. You saying they need a like an electric lift pump?
Yeah,
4BTs?
so on some of the 4BTs, even the ones with the P pump, you're supposed to run a electric lift pump that supplies XYZ amount of gallons at 55 psi to the VP, or not the VP, the P pump.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, this is like the exact design how it came out of the car. There's no extra electric pump or anything. It's just the mechanical lift pump on the motor.
That's
All right.
fucking cool. That's wicked
And
cool.
I
Wicked
think it's
simple. I
like
love that.
it supplies it with like 15. Like I think it needs 15 because there is some guys that convert it to electric pump, but like you can't feed the thing too much pressure. So I think it's really just like 15 psi, low pressure. But
So now we're really getting out into the weeds here, but I figure that some of our listeners will appreciate it. What PSI is coming off of the injection pump on that? Is it like an OBS where it's like, if I remember correctly, 18,000 PSI to the injectors? Or is it closer to a common rail around 50K?
I don't think it's anywhere near that high. I think it probably tops out at probably 20,000 at the most. To be honest, I don't know the max pressure. What it would, I think the injectors pop off. To be honest, I don't even know. I'm not. I can't give you a knowledgeable answer, so I'm not going to answer that.
Fair enough.
So I'm with this swap. I'm guessing you did the research into other swaps, right? With diesel swaps, or no?
Yeah, I looked into the TDI swap and stuff too, but this was just the cheapest, easiest, straightforward.
Because
thing.
this, after being I've been thinking about doing a diesel swap on mine for a little bit here now. And after talking with you and seeing yours, it definitely gets me pretty excited. Granted, I'm sure doing an AW4 swap or attachment to that would be a fucking hellish issue.
They
probably
do
wouldn't
it.
work.
Nah,
they do?
just run the electric rad design shifter, manually take over the auto.
Yeah, they sell an adapter for the throttle position sensor for the auto and shit. Or there's companies that sell like a box you can adapt to the linkage and shit.
So, okay. So would you suggest to somebody, if they were thinking about doing a diesel swap, like, or would you suggest to me to do just another an OE swap, or should I do a TDI swap? Like, do you think it's like the money that you have to put in extra to do a TDI swap, is it worth it?
TDIs, you can definitely push a lot more power, a lot more tunability out of them. But as far as like the OM617, it's not big money diesel where it's like if you have like a power stroke and you're looking at injectors and stuff like this, it's not like it's cheap diesel money compared to big boy diesels. I guess you could say like you're not crying every single time you got to open your wallet up, but with the TDIs, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Like those can be expensive.
How much
too,
money?
I think.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen. Yeah.
Damn Germans.
Also, I just gotta say, like, not for nothing, but 120 horsepower ain't a lot.
No, it's not. And
I think the TDIs are only 80, so that's a 30. That's
Depends
a 30
on the year.
Yeah, you can bump up. I think a lot of dudes do like the ALHs or whatever. I'm not 100% sure with TDIs and stuff, but
if it's out of them, sorry, go ahead.
I just know there's like a million, different three letter number motors for them and shit.
Yeah, and do all sorts of stuff to boost that power number. So,
we'll definitely have to keep it in mind now. I'm interested. I my motor's starting to go. Granted, obviously, I'm just going to put a 4-liter into it for now, but. Sorry, maybe down the road, changing it up a little bit. Maybe thinking of something else. I don't know yet.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of aftermarket support for both of them, and plenty online forums for research. I mean, I wouldn't do anything that you're for. I don't know. I wouldn't pioneer anything crazy, but I know there's people that like do Kubota motor swaps, and those are like way less power. I don't know. It's just wild.
What the fuck? Holy shit.
It's crazy what people do.
What cluster is it ran to? Like, what's the management?
What for
your Jeep? Do you just run it? Did you just wire it into the stock cluster?
Yeah, so it uses the stock, Jeep tranny stock starter for the 4-cylinder, and it uses the stock flywheel just with the adapter plate. So the pickup for the computer. For the crankshaft sensor, the CKP sensor is on the flywheel. So that's how I still have the stock Jeep PCM because it picks the CKP sensor signal up and then it sends out a buffered tach signal to the cluster. So the tach signal works. And so my speedometer works because the vehicle speed goes through the computer first and then goes to the cluster as well. So
fucking cool.
All the stock gauges work, which is what I like. I added like a little 3-in-1 gauge, but that was it.
Did you just take the stock sensors and put them into the diesel to get it to show the same readings? Yeah.
Yep. Just like little adapter bungs for what I needed. I have 2 coolant temp sensors in the head, so my stock temp sensor works, and then my 3-in-1 gauge. A little glow shift one or whatever.
That's fucking sick.
So the benefit of having just a mechanical diesel, right? Is you don't have to adapt anything because there's nothing to adapt. You just plug in your sensors where they fit, and there you go.
See, but if I do it, I couldn't hood dump it. I'd have to like fender dump it just to be different, because otherwise, then it's just now I'm just another asshole with a fucking hood dump, you know?
Yeah, but you're an asshole driving a garbage can, which is different than an asshole driving a rot box. Two totally separate animals.
Speaking of which, didn't you have to just redo your whole entire frame like last winter?
Yeah, kinda. That was like the second time this is my first Jeep, like
it's
first
Wrangler.
vehicle that I bought.
Sorry,
And
Wrangler's
I've already done a frame swap on it before that, but
Wait, you've done two?
Well, so I bought the thing originally when I was like 16, and I was working at
Welcome
McDonald's
to
at
New
the time.
England.
Man, this podcast is the gift that keeps giving.
Holy shit.
I originally bought the Jeep for $800. It was a stock, all unmolested Jeep from Vermont that just was Swiss cheese from Vermont. So, and honestly, the thing was probably should have just been better off going to the fucking junkyard.
So we got George Washington's hatchet syndrome going on. It's George Washington's hatchet, but the frame's been replaced twice, the motor's been swapped out, and the axles are different, but it's the same Jeep, right?
Yeah, it's 10 different Jeeps, but it's the same Jeep. But I originally did the frame swap, and I didn't just have all the unlimited. Well, I don't have unlimited funds, but as much money supply as I do now for the thing. But so the frame needed a couple patches. I didn't replace the gas tank, the cross member that's like right below the rear seat at the time, and it probably could have used it at that time, but I didn't. And then the body mounts had like they were a little thin around them, but I didn't replace those, and the fucking thing was falling off the frame pretty much. Like I went to Ma Bell and punched all the body mount frames through the little torque boxes, all those, and then like the little ears on the body mount on the frame were all bent down. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It was at your open run. I did that too to the new ones. But I didn't punch them through the body this time. I just bent the mounting tabs on the frame. But that's what I get for running poly bushings. There's really no give in them.
Let's see. We have a thing going about poly bushings versus rubber bushings for.
Whoa, Mister! It's a conversation
been a while
about
since we brought it up.
I know, but it's a conversation between poly, solid, and rubber. Okay, so don't. I'm only arguing that polys are better than solid because they give a tiny bit of give.
Poly definitely has its place because there's some places rubber can't go, but not for motor mounts and transmission mounts. If you set it up correctly, I don't think you need that shit.
Or leaf spring mounts too, because doesn't that, if you have a welded diff in the rear and you have solid or poly leaf spring mounts, doesn't it cause a lot of unibody torque? Doesn't it it fucks that whole area up?
Sir, he doesn't have a unibody.
I'm talking about Cherokee's cocksucker.
Well, I appreciate the hatred.
Listen,
it makes me
YJ
feel welcome, but we're talking to someone with a YJ.
I know.
It out half the time, so it's like a unibody. It's probably just as thin.
So now this leads me into the question that I always ask everybody. Well, I don't always, but I make sure that it is said if it hasn't been. What is your favorite off-road tire, and what is your worst, like you absolutely hate the most tire out there?
Well, I don't have too much experience. I like both the tires that I've had. I do like the MTRs. Goodyears.
Oof, you're talking to the wrong crowd here.
I'm sorry. They just, I don't know. I've only had two tires. I had Goodyear Duratrax, which those sucked in mud, but they're a pretty decent road tire for like an all-terrain. And then these, I've had these since new, and I've got like 30,000 miles on them. I've never fucking rotated them because one wheel took like a pound of wheel waste to balance out. And I've rotated them before, and if I hit a bump, I will get death wobble. So I rotated them back.
Have you considered talking to our Lord and Savior Hydro Assist?
No, I don't have a Hydro Assist.
Well, you're talking to a couple of smart people about that.
Honestly,
that like it eliminates death wobble. I'm running 40s with no balancing.
It's obnoxious because it actually messes up your ability to
Or just get new
find problems
wheels.
in the front end.
Nah, that's actually an MTR thing, especially with the older MTRs. As they
They don't
progress,
balance?
they've gotten better, but they did not used to balance. That was like
No,
a
see,
yeah, these are
common
the
again,
thing.
coolest style.
It's those bad batches. You get the bad batch, they explode. You get the bad batch, they don't balance, right? So you got to get the perfect shift to make your MTR, otherwise it's gonna suck.
Yeah, you gotta get
Well,
your Wednesday,
you
Thursday
need
batch.
your first shift tire because the by third shift they're fucking the cords are off an eighth of an
Well,
inch.
do they have a shift stamp on them on the tire? They should. I'll only buy the first shift MTRs. And not anything from 2017 because apparently those ones explode.
But no, the only reason that we give MTR such a hard time is our friend Colin. He runs MTRs and
He's got
He like-
such a hard on for him.
yes, he likes to big dick swing because he's the type of guy that no, he's just the type of guy that it's like if it's not done right, I don't want it. So we like and me, Richie, Graham, and Luke like to kind of not hack shit, but like if we know that we could do it at a cheaper price and get the same result, we're gonna fucking do it. Like to him, it's just it's not done. If it's not done exactly the way it should be, then it's not done right. So when he preaches to us about his MTRs, we like to just haggle back. So that's why I made the joke.
Preach about them. They're baloney skins.
No, they're not baloney skins anymore. Now they're just
not
big floppy
anymore.
fucking sad sacks of semen.
No, his excuse are the sidewalls are not broken in yet. Okay, guys, they're not broken in. So
Hey,
And the
he
other
got
reason-
denied where the Nittos, which I get shit on, made it up.
Yeah, well,
Fair
the
enough.
Not a
also-
fucking hatred, but
those Nittos thing, they're not bad tires, but they don't flex at all. They just like are
Hey,
there.
hey man, they're just there. They show up to
I'd
wheel
rather
and
slice
that's
a
it.
sidewall because my tires are too low because the sidewall's doing what it's supposed to do than just marshmallow up things and occasionally
Hey, they
have traction.
marshmallow up things and occasionally have traction, but I don't slice sidewalls, so it's okay.
This is why we have spares. Right?
Oh, okay, I'll remember that next time we're in the fucking Roush Creek parking lot and we need to throw your tire in the back of the fucking F-250 to drive it up to the shack to fix it.
so okay, so if MTRs are your favorite tire, do you have any like? I mean, you've wheeled with people before. Is there a tire out there that you're just like, yuck, those are fucking disgusting. I'll never put those on my Jeep.
Patagonias.
You know, I heard those are the web wheeler tires now, but
Oh, they are.
I was thinking about getting those in 37 just because they were so cheap, but
It ain't not worth it.
Grabbers
Nah.
are just as cheap, man. I could get you a set of grabbers for dirt by $250 a piece. Got you.
All I'm gonna
37.
say is
Yeah.
that I have blown more obstacles from Patagonias than I ever have from the Nittos. Going to the Nittos was like turning that hero switch back on again.
Oh,
You ain't wrong.
let Andy answer the question, guys.
So what Nittos you running?
I'm just running
40
trail
inch.
graps.
Yeah, 40-inch Nitos.
the real web wheelers tire, the one that every
Yeah.
JK owner in the world
Yep.
or what's a KOH people run or fucking Nittos.
Really?
Pretty often, yeah. I mean, it's either Reds, Treps, or Nittos. I don't think I've seen really anything else.
Nittos
This was
have the
the
most KOH wins out there.
Correct. They just have the money to sponsor the right people. Anyways, Andy, give me an answer, buddy. What's the worst tire?
To be honest, I would have. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on
The
that.
ugliest tire you've seen, do you? Like,
Ugliest that have to be like the TSL Thornbergs or whatever.
There we go. I guess those are wicked good in mud, though. According
I
to
don't know. I
like,
heard they're fucking terrible.
No,
Oh,
they're
really?
fucking awful. It's the SXs or the TSLs that are good in mud. The
could've sworn
Thornbirds
the-
are like fucking literally sadness. Unless
Nothing
you're
funny,
willing
though?
to take out a fucking Dyson to them, they're no good.
I got a funny story about that. So I was trying to join one of the like Jeep buy groups on Facebook, and they make you answer the stupid questions to make sure you're not a bot. And one of them was your favorite tire, and I said Thornbirds, and I didn't get it. I was like, oh man, they're my favorite.
Dude, I joined one of those new pages. I forget who the fuck, whichever page is, like Wheel Northeast or something like that. And one of their questions was a fucking letter Kenny reference. It's like, how are ya? Or something like that. And you're supposed to say good and you. I don't fucking know it. But they like posted my response and like fucking like splayed me out like a drunk whore for not knowing the fuck like
I didn't.
Well,
I didn't,
you are our fat drunk whore.
yeah, dude, it was like it's like half these people are responding with like letter Kenny like gifts, and I'm like, I just don't fucking know. And it was like, well, you're awkward, bud, huh? Or like you're awkward, bud, ain't you? And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this means. Like,
God forbid you don't have Hulu or whatever that's on.
yeah, it was just so funny because that's like there was like one of their legitimate answers, and then they put up like the admin put a post. It was like, yes, we are planning on putting the bad responses out there or something, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be one of them. I fucking know that.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah, so great for these fun Facebook pages. And one of the rules is like you have to be nice to everybody. And one of Mike Craig's friends was like, is it okay to be rude if it's Mike Craig asking for a friend? And I wrote back to him, I was like, I need to know this answer as well.
Well, on that note, any final thoughts?
No, I think we're good.
All right, well, let's return to Monkey and embrace Diesel. Have a good night, everyone.
Hell yeah.